Make sure your warm-up is finished and you're ready to check it. Since there's no graphing on your warm-up paper, we're just going to practice getting y by itself and making sure we know the slope and y-intercept today for a warm-up. So the first thing we need to do in number 1 is get y by itself. So we're going to subtract 2x. So after we subtract 2x from both sides, we have y equals negative 2x plus 5. So now that our equation is solved for y, we can label our m and our b. So our m would be the negative 2 for slope, and our y-intercept would be 5. Going over to number 2. To solve for y, our first step would be to subtract 2x. Now you'll notice this equation is very similar, except for instead of plus y, it says minus y. And I want to make sure we have enough practice when it is a minus y. That minus y means we have to divide everything by negative 1. So in this case, y equals 2x minus 5. So our slope here would be a positive 2, and b, or y-intercept, would be a negative 5. Here's the homework from last night. Feel free to pause the video as much as you need to check your answers in your work. Remember, I did tell you that if it talked about intercepts, you could just cross that part out. Number 1, I have a line on here by mistake. So the two lines that you should have should be the x minus 7, which is this one, and the negative 2x plus 2. So ignore this line. I'm going to put a red x on it. Their intersection was at 3, negative 4, and then if you checked it into both of them, which is what I did here, it did work out. Number 2, x plus y is the blue line, negative 2x plus 2y is the purple line. The system is consistent and independent because it does intersect, and they intersect at 0, negative 1. Number 3, we're talking about the green and the purple line. The system is not consistent because they don't intersect or share the same line, so there is no solution. Number 4, again, ignore intercept, so here's solving for y. And there's that negative y that we practiced on the warm-up. Here's our two graphs, the negative x minus 1 and the 2x minus 5. And they intersect at approximately 1 and negative 2.25. Again, as long as your answer is close to that, then you're fine. Today in class, you're going to work on page 282, 6 through 22. Finish whatever you need to for homework. Feel free to check your answers with each other, and I believe I left an answer key there, but you'd have to check. But again, take your time, make sure you know what you're doing. This is the last day that you'll have to practice 9-1 before we move on to our second method of graphing equations, of solving systems of equations.